is most likely the format that BTEX are going to be in team fights.
Just take away the support champions.
The Braum coming out here, obviously Braum being a massive counter to Corki, being able to boldly show his place down rockets. ARK are going to respond with the Bard. Not really too sure on the Bard here as to why they did that. I suppose they just don't want to lock down onto the backline of the Smolder.
Yeah, I think it's a decent pick with the Corki as well. We haven't seen many melee support matchups yet, like not double melee support. We've had a Nautilus, but it was against... What was it against again? I can't remember what it was against. It was a Lulu,
against Yeah, it was against the Lulu.
And then we had Nico versus like another... Like we haven't had a brawl in the bot lane. Can we get a brawl this game? Can we get Corki, Rel, Smolder, Leona? Like, can we get some brawling?
I believe that is potentially where it's going. With the Silas, they're going to... Like, Rel, I feel like, would be a really good support to do that. ARK are going to pick it out. The Smolder Rel is going to be what's... You know, both teams with Rel are going to be really good. You know, keeping the, enemies together is what both teams want and need. With the Corki and the Smolder, I think ARK are just going to take it away and not let them get it.
It's not the best thing to pick with a Silas, though. You're giving Silas pretty good ults. This whole game has ults. Yes! We got the double melee support! It's going to be a fiesta. This is my favourite type of game, where you've just got supports that just roam up, trying to gank every lane, just fight everything, ward everything, walk in your face. My favourite types of games.
The Alistar obviously coming out to stop just to cleanse for the Syndra and the Rel and the Pantheon, stuns. Just getting rid of those really means that BTEX here potentially have the upper hand in the fight. The Camille being the final pick. Again, they're going for a full engage comp here. They're just going for the one and done, being there and get out.
That's 4 melee champions and a Corki. Corki might as well be melee as well. You could convince me.
Maybe we'll see it this game. Wondering what they're going to do. Hovering the Set and the Mordekaiser. I wonder, the Mordekaiser is obviously going to be trying to take out someone in that fight, but who's he going to take out? I see them all potentially being really good ult targets.
Yeah, they're all strong. Like their entire team is five strong players, so 5 strong team members. So yeah, we'll have to see how this game goes. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a very fun one. It's a semi-finals, but it's still very high elo. The next game, the finals, could be absolutely crazy as well. Yeah,
and it's going to be the
game here. Are they going to go for an invade? It doesn't
very
look like
unlikely here. It looks like both teams are going to be prepping for their own invades. Blue team attempting to get that vision in the red side.
All right, let me do a little bit of a zoom out.
Blue team are walking in here, it seems. The Silas has returned. The Silas being in the top lane. Oh no, the Silas in the mid lane of TP. Red side going for an invade.
Minions have spawned.
Or they're just going for vision. They're just going for vision. They're seeing no one's there. They're not even going to bother. But this does lead to blue side obviously doing the exact same thing, but in the red side top jungle.
Yeah, they've taken... Are they going to take over the jungle? No, they aren't going to take over the jungle. They're just going to get a little bit of wards. Just trade the wards. And are they both going to start one start Raptors, both starting bot side? We've never seen this before. This is the third game we've looked at. And they haven't...
the leaderboard, by the way.
The leaderboard?
Just, arrange them to lanes.
Oh, yes.
The bot lane here is just going to be the usual back and forth. Alistar's going to attempt to sit in the bush box, caught by the Rel warding. Smolder just going to go for the farm, going to try and get that level 2, is going to be what's needed. Silas going in on the Syndra, getting him low. Silas level 1 really exceeds over Syndra. Syndra's cooldowns are very long in the early game and not that much damage. It's where she hits level 3 where she becomes more of a threat. Which I would argue more of a threat than Silas.
Big engage. That's a really nice kill. Level 2 kill. That's a very, very strong kill.
The solo bolo, no flashes or sums coming out at all, but the solo kill does go down, leading Silas to, being able to get a free lane here. Syndra having to TP back. Silas now walking towards the top side.
We see the level difference of player there. This is the 1100 LP GM player in mid that's just able to do that sort of thing. Now he's already coming up to top.
He knows the cooldowns, he knows the timers, but he's going to be roaming now, going into the top lane, the 2v1. The Camille took a hit, but it doesn't matter because this 2-man advantage is just more than enough to take it down. Camille walking up knowing she's strong, and it's just not enough. The Maud's taken down. 2 kills early to blue side.
Yeah, that's a very strong start. So I think that the way that it works, I'm pretty sure that the mid laner is the 1100 GM and the jungler is the challenger player. Pretty sure that's the sort of lineup we're looking at. So those are the two sort of crazy players to look at in this game.
Indeed, it is. Pantheon, yeah, you are. Pantheon is sitting here, just sitting in his jungle, being like, "There's nothing I can do. I need to get my farm down." His tempo is now ahead of the Volibear, but the Volibear is.
It's the Corki. It's the Corki. Corki is the 1100. Yes. So Corki and jungle to watch out for. As the person that we're just talking about is getting engaged on by 3 people in the enemy jungle, doesn't manage to get caught out though. Silas going in trying to get a trade down, doesn't manage to get a trade either. We're getting pulled away. It doesn't matter anymore. There's nothing happening there. We're looking at bot now. But yeah, so nothing happens there. We just trade a little bit of health. You know, the Volibear gets the crab, nice and easy.
There are a couple skirmishes going around the side of the map. The red team just attempted to make a play, try and get their side back in the lead, but it's not enough. The Maud eager and out, denying the Camille engage, meaning he does not lose a lot of damage. The Alistar going in there, missing it because of the Smolder flash, but they're going to continue this brawl, both sides. The heal coming out from Rel, moving back to top side, the 2v1. Red side are going to pay it back.
Oh, nice. Big pull as well.
The pull comes out from the Mordekaiser, goes down Camille.
That was incredibly well played from both sides. He buffers the stun by Pantheon, and then the Mordekaiser predicts where he's gonna jump to, and pulls him back in again. Like, both sides play that as pretty much as good as you can, especially with no flash on Camille.
Camille running the exhaust TP, it just means that she has no escape from a flash like that. The Pantheon just responding with the, "Hey, I've completed my farm now. Now I'm going to come for you." Repaying back from the Silas, getting the Mordekaiser back to a more equal state in the lane, which is what was needed. Bot side here, both sides are going to be going for a recall. Corki's going to stand farm due to the wave.
Arguably, it's ahead for the Mordekaiser. The wave looks really good, Mordekaiser. Like, he's frozen the wave, and like, he's already up 7 CS anyways. Like, he's in a very, very good spot to be able to carry, well, not carry this game, but at least put his 2 pence into this game, because the rest of the map's kind of fallen apart.
But this does mean that Camille now gets a roam down the river. Mordekai's obviously not warding it. Question mark pinging where the Camille's gone. He's pinging the mid lane, expecting a roam down there. Camille's going to be walking in, getting some vision in the jungle, trying to see where that Pantheon is. They know that the camp's up, which means that Pantheon's going to be pathing towards topside any moment.
Yeah,
this just leaves her a free camp from Volley.
Take it in his face. He gets it away. Gets away with it. Nice game. Nice play. But they do know Volibear is top, so maybe they're going to try and start this dragon, especially with this priority in bot lane. I feel like Pantheon now basically homeless. There's not really much he can do in the jungle. His camps are gone. Timers are on the time, and there's not much else he can do. Yeah, he's pinging assistance on that Krugs. He's like, please, Mordekaiser, help me. But instead, Mordekaiser's the one that's getting engaged on, has to flash away from the stun. And then engaged in the mid lane. Rel starts up a fight in the mid lane against the Silas. Silas just takes his ult and walks away. Says thanks mate. Thank you for that.
This just mean though that Corki's now on the down low, already low HP. He's just being poked up by the Smolder. Smolder's just keeping him under the turret. Rel's going to continue to hang around mid though. Drake is up. Our jungler is going to be looking for a play bot. No, they're not. Pantheon's going to sneak in the top bush behind red side, attempting to fight the Camille. But is the Camille going to take the bait? No, she's not. She suspects something might be up.
Ult's coming across for the whole game now. Everyone's starting to get their ultimate abilities, make it a little bit more of an explosive game, especially with Syndra, with Mordekaiser, with Volibear. Volibear looking for an engagement to the mid lane, it looks like. Looks like they're engaging. Volibear ults, misses the ult though. Rel's here to defend. They just walk out scot-free, very nice. Very chill. Nothing's happening here. Just constant 3-mans in mid. Don't worry about me.
A very smart play from the Volibear, attempting to take down the turret. I reckon if he got that turret, they would have committed to the kill, but he was just slightly out of that range.
Yeah.
Which is just unfortunate, because it means now for grabs that Volley's ult's gone, but it does mean that Syndra in exchange does lose her flash. So it's kind of a trade for trade. It's going to be who's going to be there in the river more for the Drake. TP's coming out from Alistar. The Alistar of the spellbook attempts to get back to the lane faster. This is exactly what he predicted. He knew that he would be roaming a lot and needs to help out the Corki when he can, so that TP comes in very beneficial there.
Yeah, Mordekaiser managed to push this wave in, so he's nice and happy. Wow, that's a lot of damage from a Mordekaiser Q though. Unfortunately, he gets blocked by the shields. Rel might be able to catch out this Corki here, but Corki stands his ground, says, I'm fine here. You jump on me, I'll kill you. Even though, how? Oh, here's how. Here comes in. Q flash from the Rel, but the Mordekaiser, the Alistair jumps in, knocks him away from the turret and kills him. Very nice. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Mordekaiser's pulling in Camille and getting some damage off. Looks like nothing's going to happen up there. And then they are looking to take over the dragon.
A really smart bot play there. They knew Smolder didn't have flash. They weren't going to be able to flash out. Rel was predicting that they could get the jump on Corki, but the blue team was just a bit too fast there, stunning the Smolder, not letting him escape. There was nothing that could be done. Rel's flash gone as well. Corki's cleanse also going down that fight. Blue team just get the Drake free at this point with the Prio taking down the ADC. There's not much red team can do except try and play for grubs that are now up. Mordekaiser obviously knows this, so he TPs into the river to try and get the flank on the Camille to get that Prio. Pantheon's pathing towards topside. Syndra's covering the topside with a ward. Mordekaiser going in, getting his passive down, bonking the Camille a couple of times. The shield's coming out from both of them, getting a really good trade both sides there, just getting them low just about as each other.
Yeah, but gets that priority, that's the main thing. And Camille doesn't have TP, he wants to recall. Pretty bad timing to recall, honestly, because he's going to lose the grubs for it. Or he might lose the grubs for it, we don't know. Smolder's looking to walk up as well, so Smolder could be that final thing in the fight. This is what we said though, Corki is top now. Camille's walking bot though, so I'm not sure if this fight's going to be possible for blue side. We'll have a see. They're going to go for the fight. Alistair gets a big W. It looks like nothing's going to happen here. They're going to just get their way out, walk their way out. Grub's going to go over to the red side. Looking for a dive here. Rel wants it. Mordekaiser.
The Syndra ulting the dead Silas. That was very unfortunate, but the ult did come out. The Pantheon ult gone too, which means he did use it somewhat earlier. This does just give grubs to red side, slaying all three. Syndra now with the TP just going to be covering that bot side. Rel also going for the reset, which is going to be beneficial to both of them with the gold they got just from grubs.
A little bit of a trap
Mortar
play.
sitting in the bush here.
Is he
going to see them? No, he isn't.
Doing some crazy damage here, isn't he? Corki's just trying to
This
click
is
him.
the call.
In the ultimate though, we didn't see the ultimate, that's why it looked a bit weird, but the Mordekaiser did ult Alistair there. And can we chase him down? Looks like we can. Volibear's going to use his stun, not even necessary. Just a little bit of a smite, and then kill him.
That was very unfortunate there. Obviously the Mordekaiser expected the Camille to be top lane, didn't expect the ADC and support both to be in that bush. He did get a pick though, so he did get a 1-for-2 trade. Smolder being able to cover the top plate, so the only thing Corki really gets there is some golden CS where Volley gets the assist. Well done to blue team there, they played that really well. Volley obviously covering for the misplay top. Northflesh trying to buy its time to get Volley up, they played that really well. So did the Mordekaiser, but it just wasn't enough. He didn't have that flash to escape the Volley E.
This is a very even game, you know? Considering it feels like there's one team with a much higher rank that, like, you know, you talked earlier before the stream that it's about the communication and how well they can play together, and it feels like red team really is doing that regardless of the rank difference. They're playing very, very well. I just cursed him again because he's getting caught out, because the Mordekaiser's getting caught out on the bot side. Can't really do much. However, on the other side of the map, the blue team is killing more people, but they will go down for it. Corki's gonna go down, and the Volibear's gonna go down. They do manage to pick up the Smolder, but
For the Mordekaiser int there, that was really unlucky that he did get caught out. However, you can tell that the communication was key there because red team managed to salvage to play bot side, getting 2 kills for the 2 kills. However, the 2 kills that red side did get was on the Pantheon, where on the blue side it's split between 2 of their champions. So it's would you rather get these 2 champions slightly more ahead, or would you get one of them greatly ahead is what that was down to pretty much. But one team made a play, the other one responded perfectly by cross-mapping. In a case like that, you really just want to try and win in any way you can. Whether that's, you know, you trade like a plate for a kill or you trade a turret for an objective. That's kind of what you want to be focusing on as a team. And again, they're doing it really well. The communication with red team, in my opinion, is phenomenal here. The gameplay, obviously, the Mordekaiser making the mistake, but the communication's perfect.
yeah, Syndra got a plate as well, and I think Camille traded a plate down the bot side, so... And here we are, Mordekaiser getting a plate on the top side as well. A little bit of a trade onto the Rel in the mid lane, but Nothing really going to happen there. Just a little bit of a lull in the action. It looks like, even though there's little bits of trades, I highly doubt there's going to be anything here. Just a little bit of a wet noodle fight in the top lane, even though it's a lot of damage. It's very, very, maybe it's steel noodles. Dive in the bot lane though. This guy looks completely one shot, and he is. The Alistar ult is very nice for a dive, isn't it?
That dive on the bot side there is obviously really well from blue side. Smarter was just trying to farm, and blue team knows what they need to do. They need to get that Smarter out of the game. They need to not let him farm, not let him get a stack. So it's exactly what they really did. I'm confused as to why they went for the dive, but it worked out anyway. The Syndra ult coming out. The fights here just all in the blue side jungle. Blue side's getting 1, taking 2. The Pantheon's low. Silas swaps to the Syndra. Corki finishes the Pantheon, but Syndra gets away. That is really unfortunate. Silas attempts to go back in, but again, that Syndra E really just stops and really saves him. That's what I was worried about when it came to the Silas. As you saw exactly there, it's a perfect example. But just due to Syndra's low health, Silas could just go in anyway.
If we had a replay mechanism for that fight, that Silas played that insanely well. He like E'd forward and then Q fade away, hit the Pantheon and killed the Pantheon while E'ing forward to hit the Syndra and get a flash. What is this guy? He's playing exceptionally well. As he gets
and you might have just pinched it again. Silas walking blind into the river, but his team is there to back him up. The stun is going to come out on the Silas, but it's not enough. Rel going to go down. Camille's going to be ulting, taking down 1 potentially. It's not. Silas having to flash E in. The Pantheon's responding. Camille's following the Syndra, but it's not enough. Pantheon and Syndra take down the Camille. Now blue team is on the run. They were the chasers, and now they are the prey. Silas just managing to escape that. Yeah, the mistakes coming out, the overextending from both sides. Blue team making plays there where they just can't, their teammates just can't follow up on what the Silas or the Camille was doing, which is very unfortunate. But that's really well played from red side, where red side did just, they were like, we're not going to reach you in time. We just have to take out someone in your backline, force them to not follow up on you. So that's really well done there.
Yeah, they lured them into the jungle and the Pantheon just preyed on them. Didn't know he was there, and he just jumped out of the bush.
Exactly, really well done. Again, happening the same thing on Alistar, chunking down the support. The 3-level difference there. The level 9 jungle versus the level 6 support. It is quite rough for the Alistar here. He is an entire level behind the Rel. Looking for an engage on the Pantheon. The Pantheon's overextended. The stun's coming out on the Pantheon. Corki's going to take down the Pantheon. The Mordekaiser's going to ult the Corki. Corki's stepping up a bit too much.
Oh, big.
Taking the empowered W, but this does mean that once it ends, he is alone. Rel attempts to follow up with the ult, saving the Mordekaiser, but it's not enough. Volley follows up. Samorda's walking in. The ult comes out. Is it enough? Yes, it is. A red team managing to salvage that fight after being caught out. The Silas sidestepping, attempts to go back on the Rel. Silas taking down the Rel. Okay. But it is not enough. The Syndra Smolder just slows her too much for Silas to handle. That's very unfortunate. But Volibear is seeking the prey onto the Syndra. Knows both low. Both know they don't have ults. What is he meant to do? Syndra kicks him away. Volley just turns onto the Smolder, bonks the Volder once, twice, 3 times, and he's dead. He gets 1, but he is thirsty for a second. He is running into the Syndra, stunning them, getting the W and getting the double kill. Really well played from Volley then. He saw that they overextended. He saw that they were, too far up with no ults, and he just went for them. He knew the Syndra didn't have flash, but Syndra did kick him away. But other than that, that was really well played.
I made the mistake earlier in the game saying that Silas was the GM 1100 LP. I feel like I didn't make a mistake. I feel like that might be his Smurf or something. Like, that guy is so good. Like, he looks like he's completely taken over the map. Like compared to like his other teammates, where you've got the Alistar, the Volibear and the Corki that are also very, very good. But like the star of the show right now looks like the Silas. He's playing insanely well. To get 1 more kill from that, like how?
The Silas does seem to be making very great calls this game, whether that's his own calls or his teammates' calls. Whoever's making them is making them really well. Pantheon walking up here, blind, doesn't see the Alistar behind him. The Alistar knocks him up, but is going to run away. The Rel is there to not let that happen, stunning the Alistar. The burst of Syndra going out onto the Alistar. TP's coming out from more. This is going to be a 5v3 fight. Red team chasing them down. The Mordekaiser pulls them in, taking down the Alistar, but that's all they're going to get. They're going to take a TP for a kill. Is that really worth it? I wonder. However, they did get it, but they can't really capitalize much on it. Mordekaiser and Rel are just going to go for reset. Volibear is going to be walking up here. He's going to see the Mordekaiser getting the stun onto it. Corki following up.
Oh, big shield.
Volibear's running in. bullying the Mord, but is it enough? No, because the rail goes down. The Mordekaiser backs off 1 HP. The Corgi's going to poke him out, but he is the Smolder is going to return back, saying, "You killed my friend, but I'm going to poke you out instead." Syndra attempting to stun the Silas, but not good enough.
What?
Silas now being getting a free engage. The Hex Tech over the wall with the E. He's stealing the Syndra ult, does burst the Syndra, but it's not enough. Corki's fighting Smolder in the mid lane. Alistar's there to defend him. The Pantheon Q goes out, barely misses the Corki by a hair. Camille is from the behind though. It's exactly what you said. The Pantheon stunning the Camille. The Alistar knock up on the Smolder. The Smolder flashing. Pantheon is going to continue poking out, going to get that healing. Is he going to continue? He's going to continue bonking the stun. The Q going out on Alistar, and he's dead.
What a crazy sequence.
What just happened?
There was just fights everywhere all the time. I feel like some of them didn't really need to happen either. Like the Syndra getting engaged on doesn't really need to happen. I don't know how Volibear got out with his life, but Volibear's still pressing forward. He doesn't care at all. The guy's going nothing but forward. Rel is waiting in the bush, catches out. Who is that? It's Camille. I couldn't even tell who it was in the bush. When Camille doesn't get caught out, it's the Rel that actually gets caught out. Nice little scatter a week from Syndra to get everybody away into safety.
Oh my god, obviously red side having the vision on blue side there, seeing the Smolder, seeing the back on Camille, attempt to take him out. The volley just walks up though, dodging the stun, meaning he can sliver back in and sliver back out like a snake, but he's a bear instead. Somehow they missed a gigantic bear. Mordekaiser's going to be sitting in the bush, attempts to make a play, but he's going to try and take down the ward, realizes it's a bit too much and walk off. The Silas says, "Nah, I want that ult." That ult's big for Silas. You saw that in these fights, it really just took one of them to engage it, which means that if Silas can take that out, he could potentially turn the fight.
Yeah,
the
he
Drake
just clicks ult on Syndra or Smolder, doesn't he? And he just wins the fight. They can't even fight for the dragon.
Exactly, the blue team very much playing well here on their bottom mid prio, getting the third Drake. Camille attempting to jump into the backline, stunning the Syndra going down with the Silas stealing his ult. Mordekaiser attempting to salvage the play, going straight for the Camille in his ult. Now the ult's done, he just gets knocked up, airborne, stunned, smashed into the ground. Bro got lifted 6 feet high and then put down 6 feet under. Pantheon ult is going to come out on the Corki, attempted to salvage the play. Is it going to be enough? The stun goes out, the damage and the burst goes out. The Smolder ult coming out, the Alistar flashing ult in. Is it going to be enough? The Rel also following up on the engage, ulting the volley. The volley bear destroys the turret. Silas is following up with a dive. Corki's having his own fight, taking down the Pantheon. They are scattered. This is way too scattered for the time being. Rel does engage, but realizes it's not enough. Tries to flash out, but Silas just continues following in, which kills the Rel and the Smolder too. Blue team just coming out victorious, taking a 0 for 4 in that fight.
Herald, 8k gold lead. Out of nowhere, the game just explodes into blue side's favor. The challenger player just knocked the Herald into the wall, by the way. That's the challenger player that just did that. Just then, they're just
obviously blue team are just it's a 5v2. What can they do? They can just make choices and just push it forwards. Rel's following up, running up. The 5-level difference between Rel and everyone else. Attempting to go, and what's she going to do? Get stunned, picked off, get slammed. The Pantheon attempts to follow back up onto that, but there is nothing he can do. The damage isn't enough. They're all grouped together. They're just way too much. Taking down 1, 2, 3 again. Again, it's another triple kill, going 0 or 1 for 4 this time. They got 1, but they lost 4. Is this really what they want? Mid inhib going down, the bottom inhib also going down potentially. Smolder sitting there, seeing the bloodthirst in his eyes, but it's just not enough. Camille will just ease over the inhib and just give Smolder a little just hello smack and completely just destroys him.
Yeah, he's watching and then he's not watching anymore because he's dead. Looks like they're just gonna go out to Khan. They're gonna go out to Khan. They're gonna go top side. They're gonna take the 2 turrets in top. Be very respectful. End the game like that. Not much you can do about it. They've already took the bottom inhibitor, so the wave's constantly pushing. It's just how the game goes. I think, in my opinion, the Smolder, I don't know why it's picked. Like, the late game insurance, sure. Like I said in the draft, it's not a strong pick. Like, it doesn't have any strengths, and it just sort of, it's insurance late. But in this game, like, what late do you want? You want next game? There's no late. You're getting dived by the Silas in your own jungle while your support's trying to take wards. Like, this Smolder pick looks a little bit lost.
The Smolder pick hasn't been too strong today. I completely agree with you there. But with blue side taking down the rail, it means that red side have no engage. Alistar's just going to jump in, take up. Silas is going to follow up, going on the Smolder. The Corki's just destroying the Smolder, taking down 1, taking down 2, gets the double kill. Silas is going to look for a third, but is unable to. They're just going to clear the waves and most likely go for the tower. Now blue team
Classic
just went
jungle.
at the super minion wave.
He's just sitting there taking
Bro.
crap while his entire team ends the game. Look at this guy.
Volibear completely lost in the source, not in the fight, confused like a pickle, but it does mean that blue side get the free top tower. Silas is going to use the Pantheon ult just to drop, force the prio there, but it doesn't matter. Red team are going to attempt to engage on the blue side, taking the Silas away, but it's not enough. Rel just gets knocked up and dead by that Corki. This Corki is really strong.
Yeah, that
Blue
Corki's
team
one-shot
obviously
people.
Obviously, blue team just walking up here. One's dead, two's dead. The TPs are going to be coming out from Alistar with the spellbook again. Volibear's going to engage the ult, the E, the Q. Everything's going out, taking down one. Corki following up, taking down the two. The Silas and Corki just doing the absolute burst damage. Corki missing his rocket there, unlucky. Silas just finishing off that kill though.
And that's just the
What
game.
a complete stomp from blue side there.
They kept it up though. They kept it up. They did what they needed to do. It's just little fights in the mid game didn't go their way, and I think that the draft was a little bit hard to play. You know, Smolder doesn't really have that agency that you need him to have in these games when you've got somebody that's like really good at the game. You know, you've got the Corki who's really good, and you've got the Volibear that's really good, and you pick a Smolder. Like Smolder is just gonna get made fun of. Like he's just gonna you're just gonna get attacked constantly. They're gonna expose the problems with Smolder. Whereas, like, maybe when you're in, when you're versing maybe Diamond players or whatever it is, then you can play Smolder and get away with it because you don't get punished. You just get to scale for free. But this Corki, he clearly didn't let you scale for free. He's 50 CS up and he's made him 2 and 8 versus 14 and 2. Like, he's absolutely annihilated him in the neutral.